Yeah, I'm on my weird way. Get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophy. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, I'm on my weird way. Get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophies. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, killing my verses, living my purpose. Yeah, healing my burdens, giving my service. Yeah, I had to pray, I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot, I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, streaming live on GorillaCross.com and the Gorilla Cross app. I'm your host, Quan5 Now. Got my man just in time, Josh Williams, in the building. What's good?
Man, I feel good.
Feel good?
I got a haircut this morning.
It looks fresh.
The
it looks very
time
fresh.
This man was in the building, I looked homeless. It was bad.
Not only the haircut, though, but we put the picture up the other day of last time he was in the studio, and you were wearing some questionable shorts.
No. I had practice right after the interview, and you know what I mean? I wasn't prepared for said picture. You weren't, you know what I mean?
Do we have a pic?
Oh, he gonna throw me out there. He gonna throw me out there in my zebra shorts. That's wrong. See, on the court, you took them in the wrong context. With the jersey I had on, they did not work.
But
But
you were wearing a Washington football team
yeah,
jersey.
see, that's right.
We had to cover up the name.
You had to cover up the name.
I
I have
did.
no problem with the name.
I did.
Leonard doesn't have a problem with the name.
Not at all.
Many of the natives in the community don't have a problem with the name, but you know, we digress. We have moved on. We're turning over a new leaf.
Turning over a new leaf. Anyways, we have a big show for you today in the studio. But first, before we get to anything, we have to introduce our new co-host, Josh. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that.
Yes, this is. I gotta get my Leonard on. This is the 5-time champ. This is this is Miss coming live from New York City.
New York City.
Miss Yoli Monroe. Good friend of mine.
Yoli. What's good, Yoli? How you feeling?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm excited.
Oh, thank you for being on with us. You've been
Yes.
promoting. You've just been doing so well.
She has been
and it's been
Yes.
a lot, and we appreciate that. And
No
you know,
problem.
just coming through and you know, just being here with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
I am fabulous. I'm amazing. My name is Yoli. No, what I do is I'm a facialist, esthetician. I do facials. I do body contouring, and I have my own spot, my own studio called Celebrity Skin. So I am booked and busy all the time, and I just love what I do.
All the time.
Yeah, I make people beautiful, keep them looking young and happy with themselves, so it makes me happy.
Nice.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Well, we are happy to have you on with us, and we look forward to you being on, you know, more often.
Yes,
and
yes.
the ladies of Unnamed, you know,
Yes,
it's been,
for sure.
dope.
That's the name we're
That's the
gonna
name.
go with.
That's the name. You don't like it?
It is what it is.
The beautiful ladies of Unnamed.
See, we wanted to stay away from basically putting it on to how pretty you guys are. So we were trying to come up with different names that, not necessarily took the sex appeal out of it, but we weren't trying to make it about that.
Well, and
part
also
of it.
right now, all the ladies we have on are pretty, but we might get an ugly one on.
Every
and we don't
woman,
wanna-
Thank you
I'm
so-
going to give you
so
guys
very
a little
much.
bit of advice.
Okay.
Every woman wants to hear that they're beautiful because
Okay.
every woman is beautiful.
Okay.
Men,
Facts.
some men like them skinny. Some men like
True.
them heavy. Every woman wants to hear that they're beautiful.
Okay.
So I say beautiful ladies of Unnamed,
Okay.
All
if
right.
you guys agree.
I mean,
that is-
listen,
we're taking everything under advisement for
Okay.
the first
Taking-
month.
taking all the
Every
votes.
man out there listening, tell your girl she's beautiful.
There we go. See,
But
we're
don't lie to her. I mean, if she
Lie.
needs work, just tell her. I'm joking.
No,
Lie.
no, you don't tell.
Lie.
You definitely don't tell her that. Oh
Lies will get you far.
Okay.
Yes.
my. Lies will get you far.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. We have to introduce the man of the hour. We have
Yeah.
to.
Let's do it. He's been in the studio before. We have better cameras this time.
I mean, they were
Remember
good.
last
Remember, we were solid. We were starting to get
We
solid
were.
when
We
Leonard
were.
got around. And then it's definitely hit another level since.
But I remember I watched the replay and we had the camera was just bad at first. But anyways, we have a better camera for Leonard this time. But let's welcome him to the show. Once again, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, live in the building. How you feeling, Leonard?
Great. Excited to be here, joining you guys and this beautiful young lady here
Thank
today.
you.
Yes, sir. You've been doing a lot of interviews.
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a busy week, busy month for you. What's that been like? Just, I mean, you were in Miami on Friday, right?
Yes, I was on. I just got
Good
some
old
rest
Friday.
for the first time in probably 3 days yesterday. So, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
But that's the, normal lifestyle
Yeah.
for me when I'm
When you-
revving up for a fight.
when you're in your push moment, this is your moment to make your money and then also to promote and really push. So I understand. It is what it is. You strap in, you keep going.
That's it. That's what I do.
That's good, man. Let's talk about Friday. Let's jump right into it. Can we talk about that?
Of course we can.
Okay.
I think we got a video to play.
Okay. All right.
Let's let me open that up real quick.
Here we go. Oh, there's Leonard right there.
There's
okay.
Leonard. Floyd's getting ready to walk away, and you got the other Paul.
What's up? You want to run a 2-on-1 night?
Absolutely.
You want to run a 2-on-1 night?
Absolutely.
Let's make it
Absolutely.
happen.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Get the paperwork for this bum.
Get Al Heyman. out
Absolutely.
here.
I don't need Al Heyman.
Let me call Al Heyman.
I'm my
Let's
own
make it
boss.
happen.
I'm my own
2-on-1
boss.
night. Got your hat. Got your hat.
This is the other angle. Okay, I didn't see this angle. I didn't see this one.
I had to find the angle with Leonard in it.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I didn't like Leonard was like I was right next to him. I was like, oh, all right, I didn't see.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
There was some punches thrown. Looks like it.
All right, I have to ask Leonard a question in this moment. In this moment, where do you go? Do you, cause like, see, I don't see you in the scrub. So do you just
No,
like,
Leonard was wearing a nice suit. I don't think you want to mess
you
up that
just
suit.
fade back? You just fade back and let it happen?
No, I was in the mix. I wasn't grabbing and tussling and all that.
Yeah.
My only thing, I've just relayed the message to Floyd's security team. Whatever you do not hurt this guy.
Jake Paul.
And Logan, for that matter.
Okay.
They were
Okay.
both in the mix.
I was really, and I want to commend them publicly. They really, really did a great job with de-escalating the situation.
Okay.
Because it could have got really, really bad. It could have got really, really bad.
Well, that expanded. Usually when you see these kind of press conference scrums, whether they're contrived or real, they usually are kind of quick, and then it de-escalates pretty quickly. That moved around a little bit.
Well, because there was nothing fake about any of that from the Floyd part.
Okay.
Okay, from my understanding, going back and looking at the footage and going back on social media, Jake had this plan the whole time. He had went on,
Tattoos.
he had went on TikTok with his fans. And
Yeah.
he has a huge fan base,
Yeah.
and he was telling them that watch me go snatch Floyd Mayweather's hat.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to do it.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to do it. I'm getting ready to do
Live on Triller.
it. Yeah.
So nobody's in Floyd's camp saw any of that going on his social media?
No, we didn't know it. No.
We promoting the fight.
Yeah, we were all there.
Yeah.
And my team, I have a big team. They were actually on site, so we didn't know anything about it because I would have told them that's a no.
Yeah.
We see this one thing
You wouldn't
about
even let him walk up that far.
no, that part was fine.
Okay.
That part was fine because
But I'm saying if you knew he was planning on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely because see, our culture from where we were from and how we were raised, we don't play them kind of
Yeah.
games. And I know Floyd better than anyone, and
Yeah.
I haven't seen him that pissed off and probably been about 15 years.
So he was legit mad. There was no acting right there.
The face.
That was no
I
acting.
mean,
The face.
Heck no.
No acting.
No acting. If he could have got at him,
Yeah.
if he could have got at him, it would have been bad. It would have been bad. It would have been
Right.
it would have been a street fight.
Yeah.
But see, Floyd would have knocked him out. Floyd
Oh,
would have
of
knocked
course,
him
of
out.
course.
Floyd would have knocked him out.
I mean, these are not gloves now. This is bare hand.
And see that the thing is that's why I'm so glad that he has a professional team. That he's surrounded with, for these kind of occasions and situations. And they did a phenomenal job. But that was the first thing I said. Because this thing could have went really, really south.
Yeah.
It could have really went south.
Yeah.
He has people with him and they stay ready for situations. And I've witnessed you know, a time or two without cameras and stuff around, things happen, you know, and it's not pretty.
Well, especially somebody with his status, his celebrity status. Anytime he goes anywhere, there's probably somebody that wants to start something like that.
Yeah,
and they want to get popular and famous off it. And obviously the Paul brothers, that's all they've been famous for is being trolls on the internet.
Things, doing things.
Yeah, and see, I was completely blindsided. Completely blindsided. That's why you saw the look on my face. It went from smiling to like, what is going on? You don't walk up to a black man.
Yeah.
And
I see. I'm not. You know what? I didn't even look at it from that perspective. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, that's true. That is true because that is a whole nother side of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
and it's like, you know, talking trash is part of, you know, what guys do, and you know he likes to talk trash, and meaning Jake, and all that's fine. It's entertainment at the end of it. It's entertainment, and he has a huge fan base, and they like some of the pranks that he pulls, and you know that. But Floyd Mayweather is not one to play with.
Yeah,
and he has guys around him that don't play those games either.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, that was my message to them. Like, whatever you do, and you can hear me in a lot of the videos saying, don't hurt this guy. Don't hurt this guy, you know, because in my mind, I have a major event. It's actually the biggest event in the sport on June the 6th. And, you know, it would all went down the drain.
Yeah.
With a whole lots of millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars.
Now, you know, when you look back to, like, say Rocky V, and the promoter in that one, don't fight what we can sell. Don't give what we can sell. Like, you know, if anything like that happens and someone gets hurt, you're like you said, you're ruining everything that you're building right now.
Yeah, if Floyd probably would have cracked him, he probably would have broke his hand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And then where we at?
A raw punch.
Yeah, where we at?
But this did help promote the fight.
No doubt about that. So at the end of the day, you know, once we calmed everything down and no one was hurt.
Yeah.
I was good.
Yeah.
I was good. I was smiling because then, you know, the whole situation went viral and people are still talking about it. It's one of the most talked about things that has happened, and I don't know when. And you know, everyone's really, really excited and animated to watch, you know, our event. And
it was definitely the highlight of the weekend. Even with the Canelo fight going on, the biggest thing in boxing was what happened on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't even see, I hardly saw any of the press conference at all. All I saw was that part. And I had to go back last night and actually watch, you know, part of the press conference where the mics weren't working at first and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what was that whole event like, being there in Miami, you know, before the melee? What was it like?
It was incredible. I'd like to give a shout out to the Miami Dolphins entire organization for welcoming us to Miami, the beautiful stadium, the Hard Rock Stadium there. They have a tremendous team, and we're just really, really excited again because we very confident that, you know, anything Floyd Mayweather touches is gold anyway. And he's been the face of boxing, and then you have the king of social media on the other side, and you know he has a tremendous following again. So you know, people, this is one of those must-see events. You know, not only that we have the exhibition, 2 exhibitions on the card, but I have a tremendous card, you know, with real fights on there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be from top to bottom. It's gonna be a great night, big event, a star-studded event. Everyone wants to come. You know, everyone's been kind of trapped with you know, everything we've been going through with COVID. You know, so this is kind of like a coming out party where people can come out from all different walks of life to a beautiful city like Miami. You know, it's gonna be great.
Florida's wide open right now, so you can get there.
Full stadium for this.
Well, it's not going to be full stadium, but we'll have about 30,000 plus in the stadium.
Yeah, that's still
a lot of people.
much
It's
bigger.
Huge event.
Yeah.
Huge event.
Yeah.
And Floyd came out wearing his Miami Dolphin colors.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people noticed that, but
he's a genius.
Yeah,
he's a marketing genius.
One of the fights, actually, I was actually going to surprise you today. I was going to actually try and see if I could get Jayleon on today to be in studio.
Oh, Jay Leon.
Yeah,
Love.
yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. Because he's one of the fights on the card as well, right?
No, Jay's not fighting.
Jay's not fighting.
Jay's not fighting on the card.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
I knew he was getting in shape. I thought he was
That
getting ready.
would have been a surprise for him too.
He actually works with Jake,
Yes.
in a training capacity and mentor and a number of different roles, and he's been excellent, for Jake and what they got going on. Jay's my guy though.
Fair enough.
That's dope.
I thought I was here trying to break some news. See,
Hey. So who else is on that card?
In the co-main event, we have Badu Jack.
Okay.
He's taking on the excuse me, the WBC champion in a rematch of John Pascal out of Canada. That's going to be a terrific fight. They fought on Tank's undercard 2 years ago when he fought Gamboa down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And that was a fight of the year. It was
Okay.
it was a war.
Yeah, it was.
So I have a rematch of that in the co-main event, and then the fight before that, I have former unified champion in the 154-pound weight class, Jarrett Hurd. He's going to be taking on Mayweather Promotions' own Luis Arias.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 10-round bout. That's going to be another war. And then the opening bout, none other than Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson.
Right. That's right.
A very good friend of mine. He's going to be taking on an opponent that I'm going to announce here very shortly.
Now there was a rumor he was supposed to fight Pac-Man.
Yeah, let me clear that room up. There's zero truth to that. I repeat, there's zero truth to that.
Does that frustrate you when the internet does that?
Well, not really, but I just always have to, be clear about that. Pac-Man Jones' name never came up. I'm the one that made the fight with Chad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a contract in place with an opponent. I just haven't announced it yet.
Sure.
And Chad was willing to fight anybody that I put in there with him, because it's just an exhibition.
Yeah.
It's a 4-round, 2-minute exhibition that he's going to do with an opponent to be named, and I had the guy under contract, and that's why I don't know where this came from. It's probably with all due respect, probably Pac-Man looking for some attention. Because,
Yeah, maybe he wants to get in one of these fights.
Well, again, that can't happen on this show.
Yeah.
Maybe the next one. Maybe the next one.
Who knows?
Put your name out there and maybe get
on there, but
pulled on the
there's
next
zero
one.
truth that Chad Johnson turned him down. There's zero truth to that because I already had somebody
Ready to
selected.
go. Yeah.
And his exact comment to me when I made the exhibition bout was, "Boss man, I'll fight anybody who you want me to."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went out and I looked at 9 different guys, and I came up with the right guy who made the most sense.
And so is this another pro athlete from a different sport?
He's actually a professional fighter.
Okay.
He's
It's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
Okay.
He's a boxer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Chad's in for a real fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for what he's doing, and Chad can do it all. Chad can do it all.
He can.
And I think
soccer.
I think the fans are going to be really in for a great treat to be able to see him out there on that big stage doing something that he actually loves doing.
Well, we've been in the media room at
Yes.
UFC, and Chad's there for I think Bleacher Report.
He's
doing media, and so he is everywhere doing everything.
Yeah,
right now.
he
So
does it all. He
yeah.
does it all. He does it all.
Yep.
That's my guy.
So yeah, we got to meet him a couple times at
Good guy.
UFC. So it's pretty dope. What do you think about the other exhibitions with what Triller's been doing with Jake Paul, Ben Askren, and that whole production? What do you think about these exhibitions that have been happening? And is that good or bad for boxing?
I think it's great. They're not in anyone's way, as far as I'm concerned. They're doing what they're doing, and hey, I'm happy for any entity that comes into the sport, and they're making a splash in the sport, creating opportunities for people, bringing more eyeballs and more conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. They're not in my way.
Do you think that that Floyd actually helped create kind of this kind of new age fighter, or at least the new way to promote a fight, from the numbers that he was doing and the pay-per-view buys and the different things? Do you think that he kind of helped create that lane? Because I mean, Floyd promoted in a different way.
Yeah, Floyd is the pioneer of all of this. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, we talking about exhibitions. Obviously, back in the day, Ali did his exhibitions, while he was heavyweight champion.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've seen some unfair criticism thrown at Floyd, but let's call it what it is. Floyd's legacy has been cemented.
Yeah.
He's 50-0. He's fought over 24 world champions, something that no one's ever done.
Yeah.
He's been the richest fighter in the history of the sport. So he's been the pioneer of doing all this. Now that you see that he did the exhibition in Japan, and now everybody wants to do it. He announced what he's doing with Logan Paul. Everybody wants to do it. But there's nothing wrong with following the lead of greatness.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at anybody for doing their thing, but they can't do it to the level that Floyd does.
Yeah.
Now, piggybacking off of that, do you because I know the criticism that you're talking about. Do you feel as if the criticism that Conor levied against Floyd and against what you guys have done now is kind of it's kind of funny because it was the same kind of criticism that
What did Conor say?
Conor was basically saying that, you fight other pros, like fight other fighters. Why are you fighting like fake fighters? Where people were saying the same thing when you guys took the fight with Conor, when it was, hey, well, don't fight Conor McGregor, like this is fake and yada, yada, yada. He accused Floyd of doing the same thing.
Well, Conor McGregor has no room to talk, with all due respect. I mean, now, because someone sent me something about, he mentioned something about $10 million or something. Is that true?
I'm not sure.
That I don't remember.
Yes,
I don't remember
somebody
that.
said that he said something about $10 million. Floyd Mayweather ain't made $10 million in a fight since 2006.
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yes, he was basically trying to chew it up like you're only going to make maybe 10 million on this. Like, don't do it. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Again, Floyd Mayweather has not made $10 million in a fight since 2006. That's been 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
Conor McGregor
Just started making over 10 million a fight.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And we can ask how many times he's made $10 million in a fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's fair.
And you guys helped him out.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't pay any of that stuff attention. I have the utmost respect for him and his team or whatever. Conor just talking, just to be talking.
But I think it shows that a fight like this is bringing everyone's voice out because they all want a piece of it.
Yeah.
Whether they want to talk down on it or not, they all want a piece of what's going on right now.
Conor McGregor needs to focus on what he needs to focus on, and that's the UFC, because I can't curse on here, but if he gets his behind up in there again, it's going to be not good. So
if him and Floyd fought again,
why?
Will Floyd? But if they do, I mean, it could be money.
Yeah.
Will Floyd let him go 10 rounds, or will he just end him early?
No, he will. I guarantee you this. If Conor McGregor steps his behind up in there in that ring again with Floyd Mayweather, he will go out on his back.
Okay.
He will go out on his back. I promise you that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we talked about it the last time. I can't see you and I have talked too much about boxing, so I never can remember where
You don't know if it's on
we
the show
were.
or
It was
in
like,
real
was
life.
it on the show? Was that in real life? But you were like, Floyd carried that man. He carried that man as long as he could.
I don't want to get into any of that. I mean, it was entertainment. They had fun. It was, the UFC fans, the fans of all around the world, they enjoyed it. It was a great show. Nothing Floyd does is fake or whatever. But I put it to you like this. I'm not one to get in the middle of when fighters go back and forth. But if he's insinuating something about Floyd that's in a negative way, like I said, he can jump his behind up in there again if he wants to.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be pretty, and it won't end well.
Oh my goodness. Well, I gotta get our female voice in here. She actually has some fan questions from you today.
Oh, sure.
So
I
just
do.
want to shoot out some of those.
And some of my questions, but of course I have clients calling me on my phone right now from Celebrity Skin, so I gotta wait for the call to end. Hold on one second. All right. Okay. So the first question is from Junior on Facebook. Would Mayweather Promotions get into promoting or creating events in other sports? And when you ever coming to France?
That's a great question. Of course, we are affiliated with a. I don't want to break that just yet.
Oh, come on, Leonard, you were right there.
Break it!
You were right there.
But Floyd's
Good breaks, Leonard.
looking to do some ownership
Okay.
in a different sport,
MMA?
Okay.
and he'll be announcing that when that time is right. But
Okay.
we're always looking for opportunities to do different things. We're the past, the present, and the future of sports and entertainment, and we've done the biggest events
Period.
in the history
Right.
of sports,
Hmm.
not just boxing, sports.
Yeah.
So,
Period.
yeah.
And when are you ever coming to France?
Would love to come to France. I'm looking at a fighter over there that I'm looking to sign.
Oh wow.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Love to come to France.
Nice.
Leonard's very good at keeping things tight-lipped.
I can
I
see.
do notice
We're
that
trying to
he got
crack
some.
it.
Good,
We
he got some
we
good
almost got
breaks.
some breaking news.
He got some good breaks because I
Break
swear
it here.
my breaks is
he just
terrible.
said-
I was like, you twist my arm. So this is what's going on.
And because I've always learned this is that the best way to get things done is not talk about it to the media and to the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you mention something like that, then you're gonna ruin everything because you can't get anything
You
executed.
can and you can't get it
Right.
back once it's gone. You
You know.
can't take that back.
So we work behind the scenes and do the things we
Yeah.
need to do and just work. We don't do a whole bunch of talking until it's time to talk.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
know.
smart.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
We're
I
just
like
being
that.
greedy today.
got a
So
couple
we have
more?
another question from Gary on Facebook. What type of rules are in place with these type of events? Will we have shorter rounds or different weight gloves?
Well, for the Floyd Logan fight, it'll be 8 rounds, 3-minute rounds.
Okay.
And for Chad, the other exhibition bout, it'll be 4 rounds, 2-minute rounds.
Now I heard rumors you can't hit in the head, or is that
No.
fake? Okay,
for
thank
Chad
God.
or
Thank
which,
God.
for which fight?
For any of them.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay,
No,
hit people in the head.
again,
Okay, good.
again.
It's a fight.
It's an exhibition.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
a fight. It's an exhibition.
Okay, okay.
It's an exhibition.
Okay.
So it's entertainment. They'll go out there and entertain the fans, and there will be it won't be no winner or loser. The fans can determine that part.
Well, if somebody gets
Oh.
knocked out, there's a
Again, it's just entertainment.
be an entertaining knockout.
So the guys will go out there and they'll have fun and entertain the fans. That's what it's all about.
And Floyd's mentioned that he's an entertainer now, not a boxer. He said that last week sometime.
Yeah, he's retired. He's retired. He's done his thing. I mean, he's done it bigger and better than anybody.
How many more of these type of events do you think he might have in him?
I don't know. I
Because
mean,
I think the last time we were here, you were like, he might come back, he might not.
what I meant by that, I mean, obviously he's always entertaining options.
Sure.
That's what he's a businessman. So,
Yeah.
And I get offers to do a whole lot of things every single day, globally.
Yeah.
Actually I had 3 offers come in this morning to do 3 different things globally, for lots and lots and lots of money. So,
dope.
he's the decision maker. He's his own boss, and just follow his lead.
Yeah. Do we have any more fan questions?
I do. So I have a few from Ronnie on Instagram. The first question is, why has boxing been so bullish on matchmaking? I know promoters are a large part, but boxing could be busting out massive pay-per-view fights every 3 months.
Well, it's not always as easy as the fans, they see things from one perspective and obviously from the business side, there's a whole nother perspective. But the fighters at the end of the day, they determine whether fights get made or they don't get made. And then some cases the promoter can weigh in on certain circumstances. But at the end of the day, from our standpoint, it's the fighters, the fighters who are affiliated with us. They tell us what they want, and if it can be done, it can be done. But oftentimes, for an example, like we'll use Tank for an example. Tank is willing to fight anybody. He's willing to fight anybody. He's one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. At the age of 26, he's, as far as ticket sellers are concerned, it's only about 3 or 4 of those in the entire sport.
Yeah.
And you fill up stadiums and arenas and that.
What do you feel is the next level for him? Like what do you feel in terms of what you can do as a promoter to take him to another place, to maybe take him to a Floyd Mayweather place, because he's undefeated as well, and and he's a knockout artist, and he's all these up and coming guys.
Well, it starts now. I mean, he just had his first pay-per-view fight on Halloween, and the knockout went viral. He's crossing over slowly but surely to the mainstream world, but it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. He's 26 years old, and this was his first pay-per-view fight, and he did extremely well. And he's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, he's the only young fighter out there that's sold out in every place that he's went to. You know, we went from overseas to Cali to New York to everywhere he's went, he sold them out because he brings something different than most from any other fighter that's out there. You know what I mean? When Tank gets in the ring with people, he's looking to knock your head off. You know, that's why he's the most exciting fighter in the entire sport. You know, because you know what you're going to get when Gervonta Davis steps in the ring. You know what you're going to get.
That's what he's looking to do.
He's looking to knock these guys out.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing.
Love it. Love it.
Now, going back to this exhibition, Jake Paul jumped in and took the hat. But before that, he's saying, do you want to take on both of us in one night?
Well,
could that ever happen?
Oh, my gosh.
Where Floyd takes on both the Paul brothers in one night?
From the promoter side and the business side, and obviously I have a major role that I play in that. Absolutely not.
No tag teams, Leonard. No tag teams.
Listen,
no one round. You're round.
Because that's two separate paydays.
Hey, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
So beat the brother, and now we have another fight in Vegas against Jake Paul.
You never know what the future
We love
holds.
it.
Floyd's an entertainer. And he's out there entertaining, giving the fans what they want to see, and that's entertainment.
Oh my goodness.
He has no reason to fight none of these young and up and coming fighters. He been there, did that. He's 44 years old. You know, he's made $1 billion in this sport, and he's just entertaining, having fun.
Yeah. Yoli, you mentioned you have some questions of your own.
Well, they are also coinciding with the fan questions, but I
Okay.
have two more. So
We could just go to yours.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good. We're good.
We can skip the fans.
Yeah, we
okay,
could-
so should
Ronnie had a few.
should boxing be sanctioning Jake Paul? Honestly,
Sure, why not?
okay.
Well, why not? He's a professional fighter. You know, he's had a couple fights, and at the level where he's at, he's just taking up the sport. You know, I think, 2 years ago or whatever, him and Logan, they've been working very hard. They train like,
fighters.
regular fighters.
Yeah.
They just happen to have a different kind of profile because they have a different fan base. You know, they work very hard for how many ever years to build their own fan base, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, they both love boxing and they work very hard.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they have the ability to step in there with a world champion or anything, but when I'm matching one of my young fighters, he's not fighting a world champion, a guy who's making a pro debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fighting someone kind of like at that level.
Yeah.
Somebody
Maybe
who
a little
have,
bit above him.
Yeah, somebody maybe have 2-3 fights, or maybe might making their own pro debut. But I have no problems with what Jake and Logan are doing. It's great for the sport. Other people are offended because they're not in those situations that they can make events like we can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, that's why you see that they receive, a lot of criticism from the diehard boxing people. But again, these are events. They generate lots of revenue
Sure.
for all parties involved, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Now,
Nothing-
could you see the Paul brothers ever fighting up-and-coming boxers, or do they just keep doing exhibitions, fighting, other celebrity names?
Of course. I mean, at the end of the day, once you continue to develop your trade and both guys take it very seriously. See, this isn't something, that's what a lot of people don't understand. This isn't something that they are just
Kinda doing.
Like both of those guys go through training camps.
Yeah.
And they're boxing real guys, and they have professional trainers, and the whole nine. They just happen to be
Already had the money.
Yeah,
They
just happen to be
yeah.
at
Well,
the
their
top of
trolls
their-
doing it too.
They happen to be at the top of their game in the social media world.
Yeah.
They're learning boxing. They don't know everything about the sport.
And they admit that.
Just like with any young fighter that's coming into the sport. But they're putting in the work. I can honestly say that with both of them, they putting in the work.
Yeah. Back to Jay Leon. Jay Leon's been training with them for almost a year now.
Of course.
And Jay was a world champion. He was,
He's boxing Jay.
Yeah.
He's boxing Jay.
Yeah. So it is what it is. They as much as people like to tear them down, to the sanctioning question, as you were saying, they just happen to be at a different place. When you're a young fighter, if one of us decided, hey, I want to be a professional fighter, and we were decent enough to get in the ring, you get in the ring. I just don't have a following, so nobody cares.
And that's what I tell. That's what I've told the the media and some of the fans in our sport. Look, I'm not mad at anybody who went out there and marketed themselves, because I know firsthand we did this from the ground.
Yeah.
From the ground. Nobody handed us anything. Floyd went out there. I can recall us driving cross country, handing out flyers, going to clubs and to the urban neighborhoods, shaking hands with the fans, and but it was a process. It was a process, and we built that. I put him on Dancing with the Stars. I put him in WWE. This is all creative stuff. From my side and my team side, that and it took years upon years upon years to get to this level. Nothing happens overnight. And I spent 15 years of my life working 7 days a week, 20 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? So being able to cross over into that mainstream world to build these platforms that like Floyd has done, being a mainstream superstar, it's a lot of hard work. So I have a great deal of respect. You can call those guys trolls. You can call them whatever that you want to call them. Logan Paul has like 19 million followers alone on Instagram.
Just on Instagram.
Yeah, there's not one
talking TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, there's not one fighter in the sport other than Floyd Mayweather who probably has.
And Tyson. That's it.
Yeah, that would have 7 or 8 million followers.
And Tyson, honestly, that all blew up since the last time you were here. That if you really charted his when he first started to come back and he was saying I'm back, he went from like 4 million followers to like 18 million followers in a year span.
And Mike is a legend, and Mike will always be a legend. I mean, he will forever be recognized for the things and the impact that he's had on the sport. And again, so let these guys live and let them do what they want to do. This is entertainment at the end of the day. It's another avenue for them to generate revenue.
Yeah.
And again, they're not going out there harming nobody or doing anything. If there's a demand out there and the public decides to support that, let them do their thing.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Not harming anybody, but taking hats.
But there's a price to pay with that.
Yeah. Watch your hat is what it needs.
Tune in June the 6th.
Now it's a Sunday.
Yes.
That was a little different. Because I was like, oh, I need to make it out there, and I was like, oh, I'm going to Brazil on the 6th. I can't even do it.
So when it comes to that, again, I got to give Floyd Mayweather credit. When you think about television, okay, the biggest television shows, what nights are they shown on?
Sunday, truthfully.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
You look at the Grammys, you look at the AMAs, you look at the NBA All-Star, you look at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Any of the major events when it comes to entertainment, they're all on Sunday night. What night generates the highest ratings? Sunday night football.
Yeah.
So again, Floyd Mayweather and the biggest events and all that, they go hand in hand. It was his decision.
But that's crazy that you're just now saying that. We should all have already known that.
Yeah.
But fighting has never really been on Sunday.
Boxing's always fighting's always Saturday.
But guess what? We gonna get it on June the 6th. Tune in on Showtime pay-per-view.
There you go.
That's what you're gonna get.
Now, is it on Showtime or is it on Fanmio? And what's the relationship there?
Fanmio is they're one of the digital providers.
Okay.
That from their platform that the fight will be shown on. Just one of several. They've been excellent to work with. They're just, again, one of the content providers out there that the fans will be able to order the event for, and they do a great job of what they do. You know.
I saw that they're offering like T-shirts and autograph type and memorabilia and different things. I thought that was really cool, just in terms of different things that they're doing with their platform and utilizing Floyd's platform. Yeah, no, it's great. It's another vehicle and another opportunity to work with another entity to continue to elevate your event. I mean, obviously we've done the biggest events, ever. But again, it's having a team, you're coming together, and we're gonna make this event the biggest thing possible we can make. And I think this will be the biggest event that we've ever done. How fun is this for you? I know it's a lot of work, but how much fun do you have when you're putting together an event like this? None. None. Because it's all work. Yeah. I mean, and I never get a chance to reflect back, until, just recently, being in this pandemic, I was able to go back and watch some of our old, fights and have an appreciation of being,
putting these events on, you know,
Yeah.
and kind of just like patting yourself on the back
Yeah.
a little bit. But I've never had the opportunity to go back and watch. And so
So you don't go back after the fights and watch them.
No, I'm on to the next.
You're already
Wow.
moving forward.
You know, I
You gotta enjoy it, Leonard.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, and I've promised myself, and that I'm gonna do that
Good.
after Tank's fight, in 26 June. After that, I'm gonna take a nice little vacation.
Good.
You know, and just
The
start
world's
kind of
starting to open back up. you know,
just
enjoy
kind of
yourself.
I need that. I need that.
Now, just talking about events and different things. This fight, the Canelo fight on Saturday, it was a close fight, a little close. You know, it started to get a little interesting, and then he ended the fight. Were there ever any fights that Floyd had where you got a little nervous or you felt a little concerned over what the result might be?
Only when you hear the result. Like I was actually shocked in the De La Hoya fight. Floyd clearly dominated De La Hoya. And that was obviously our first huge pay-per-view, and it was the fight that actually crossed him all the way over into the mainstream world, because De La Hoya was, at that time, he was the biggest star in the sport.
Yeah.
And we worked to get him in the ring, and I knew Floyd would take care of everything. But when one of the judges gave him the fight, we just kind of looked at each other like, what fight was he watching? I mean, or she was watching.
No, was it Bird?
No.
Okay, all right, we talked about.
I don't want to call no names. And,
Well, I mean, we could definitely look it up.
We go to videotape.
We'll definitely look it up.
That is not impossible to go find.
Yeah, but I was actually just shocked.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got it right. But and even with the Canelo fight, when Floyd clearly spanked Canelo, clearly spanked him, gave him a boxing lesson. One of the judges had it a draw.
Yeah, same thing. I remember that.
I was like,
and we all saw that fight, and I think everybody knows.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
So you
gotta put him. Hey, listen, Leonard, you gotta put him down. You gotta take it out of the judge's hands.
There have been a few occasions where you looked at, but other than that, I never worry about Floyd, because he's on autopilot. He's been a consummate hard worker his entire career. He's always taken his job very, very seriously. That's why he's been the best ever to do it, because again, we work together as a team. I have a great staff, and he does his part, we do our part, and we come together, and he just does his thing, but nothing ever interferes with him doing his job. He's worked harder than everybody. He's worked like he's always been broke.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's continually motivate all these other fighters, because they've seen, a guy, come from Grand Rapids, Michigan, who sacrificed everything, his family, at a young age, to go on to make $1 billion in the sport. And, that's why there's so many other athletes and entertainers, who really, really, really look up to him and want to know,
how he did it.
Yeah, how he did it.
And still going out there to work all the time, and like you said, work like he's still broke. He doesn't have to work.
That's
what he doesn't have to work. He's still going out there to work.
He's been set for his life for many, many, many years. His kids and that next generation,
and the generation after that.
He right now there's probably only one fighter, Canelo, that makes more money than Floyd. And Floyd is retired. When I say that, because the way, we have it set up for him, he gets 7 figures a month for the rest of his life.
Wow.
And he already has 9 figures in the bank. Everything is paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Floyd's just living his life and having fun.
So, okay. So you say all these things. So what is next for Leonard? What do you, how much longer do you want to be the face? How much longer do you want to do this? Because I know it takes time, and you're saying you just trying to take a vacation for the first time in forever.
Yeah, obviously, with the end is near. When I say near, meaning it's
he was fighting that. He was fighting that hard. He wasn't trying to let that out.
It's I still have tons of young fighters that I'm trying to develop, and but other than Tank, looking to take Tank to the highest level he possibly can become, but I can kind of do things a little differently now because, you know, with Floyd, again, I mentioned that whole 15-year period that, you know, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Grassroots.
So, you know, I missed out. I started having, I didn't have my daughter until, you know, she's 12 now, like, you know. And, you know, it's like, now I have a son and, you know what I'm saying? So, it's,
you don't want to miss them growing up.
No. And I play a integral role with, you know, being in, you know, in my kid's life. And, you know,
yes, you do.
That kind of thing. I'm a hands-on.
It's good.
You know, just like, again, the kids don't really understand that until they probably get older. You know, but, you know, on Thursday, when do we have the press thing on?
Thursday, Friday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, you know, we viral with the Jake thing. And, you know, hours later, you know, I didn't even go to sleep. I'm up making sure that we're making that trip to Salt Lake City for her AAU tournament.
Wow.
You know. And a lot of the fans, when they saw me, it was like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, like how are you here?
I'm here. I'm on daddy duty.
And got a championship. They got a championship.
They won. Good
job.
I saw it. I said, look, listen.
They beat the 7th graders.
Listen, I might not be there, but I'm still there.
Yeah,
so
they beat the 7th
They
graders.
still hit me up, and I still see it. So
Yep.
Yep.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Being a father and a working man at the same time, man, balancing that's awesome to hear that, because you do see a lot of people that do sacrifice something, and for you to be able to work hard and still be there all the time, man, it is definitely a props to you.
It's the most important thing. It's the most important thing.
It's the only thing.
Yeah,
this is what all the work is about.
Hey, family over everything. Family over everything. That's
real.
My
Did you have any more questions, yo?
I did. So, what do the associations do for boxers post-career? Example, healthcare, counseling, etc.
Well, that depends upon, you know, each individual is different. There's no entity that's involved with, like, you know, obviously with the MLB and NFL, they have those kind of things.
Players Association.
Yeah, in place. And boxing is a little different. That's why, again, you have to maximize your situation while you have the opportunity, because, again, you see a lot of these boxers, you know, when they were young, and that's the one thing I always preach to these young fighters is, it's like, you have to live in the moment, but prepare for the future, you know, and don't take none of this for granted, because you have a lot of these fighters, especially the older generation of fighters. I'll fight this guy and I'll fight that guy, and they went out there and they did that. They gave their life to the sport, blood and tears, you know, to the sport. And then you look at them nowadays, and
they gave their blood, sweat, and tears to the sport.
Barely talk, barely anything.
You know, and so from the Floyd perspective is that boxing is also a business.
Yeah.
You know, so he has to maximize
his business.
Yeah. You know, in the best way he possibly can. And that's fighting in the biggest events that's possible. But he is the one that's controlling the revenue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he's the banker.
He completely switched the narrative.
Yeah.
Truthfully. And that was why I was saying what I was saying before, because he took out the middleman. He shifted.
There you go. You just said
the
it,
middleman.
And that's why a lot of people are upset, and got to call it what it is. You know, in our case, you know, I have a partner, Al Heyman.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we're African Americans, so a lot of times, you know, people haven't liked that, because, you know, we're the only ones.
Yeah.
And
Don isn't there no more.
No, and this is what I'm saying. So when you look around in baseball and football and basketball, we talking about as far as people who are actually in positions of that kind of position.
Power, yeah,
positions of power. When you're looking around at African Americans, there aren't any.
Not there.
So that's why Floyd's got a lot of criticism, and that because he's controlling his own business.
Yeah.
He is his business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like we completely cut out the middleman. Floyd's his own boss. You know, he moves when he wants to move. You know, he fights whoever he wants to fight. He pays him what he wants to pay him, and he goes out there and markets himself and does it, but he gets the lion's share of the revenue.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it should be.
And like you said, on the health side, a lot of people, one of the complaints I hear from fans is Floyd danced around a lot. He was a defensive boxer, which to me was smart because I've seen so many boxers post-career and even some during their career that even in high school would come to my school and could barely talk. I met Leon Spinks a few years ago.
Before he passed.
And his wife had to talk for him the whole time. He was smiling at me, but he couldn't talk. And Floyd is healthy. There's nothing,
at least visually.
There's nothing saying that Floyd took punishment health-wise in his career, and I think that's very smart. So that criticism that I hear is, listen, like you said, he's a businessman, and he controlled that, and he's still controlling that. And I think I give him props for that.
Yeah, and again, that's been one of the most important things, and props to his dad, also who trained him ever since he was a baby.
Yeah.
He taught him great defense. And the less you get hit in this sport and the less punishment you take, the longer you will last. And so with him being, he has incredible work ethic. He works harder than everyone. And with him having the ability that he has and has received very little punishment in the sport, he's able to walk away from the sport with all of his faculties.
Yeah.
And that's so important. Yeah. He's able to play with his kids and have a normal life. And he's an extremely wealthy young man at the age of 44 years old.
Yeah.
He can do whatever he wants to do. He's had a phenomenal career. He's the best to ever do it. And he's made all the money. So, again, he's the smart guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
They can say whatever they want to. You didn't do this and you didn't do that.
Okay.
Hey.
Give me my health and give me my money. I'm good.
That's it.
I don't care what you say.
50 and 0. Yeah. Done it better than anyone has ever done it. Fought everybody. Had the biggest events. And, hey, it is what it is.
Now, is there a chance he could lose to Logan Paul?
Tune in June the 6th. It's going to be a great, great event. It's a wonderful exhibition that Logan and Floyd are going to put on for the fans. I have a tremendous card from top to bottom, and it's going to be some fun, lots of entertainment.
In Miami, at Hard Rock.
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful.
This is a must-see event. It's so hot that Floyd is having a
no worries about rain. That is
we're not worried about that because that's God's will. That's God's will. We don't have no control over that. It's
we're not gonna claim that thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's a hot event. Everybody wants to be in the place to be. He has I think it's like already like 100 girls sign up for just to audition for the ring card girls.
Ring card girls?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that number's growing on. He's having a model call. Or
I got to talk to Janera.
In Miami, he's going to be hiring, a couple ring card girls, and that alone
is just take the girls from the club.
They're all putting their name in.
Who's to say that isn't already taking place? Like you're round 4. Don't worry about it. I got you. You're fine.
Trust me. That alone is an event within itself.
Yeah.
Just seeing who's going to be selected.
Now, are they, before we get you out of here, are you guys doing any kind of 24/7 or anything for that?
Yes, we're having, we're having all access. The crew is out here now.
Not 24/7, sorry.
All access.
All access, my bad.
Yeah, all access.
You built both, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, we're really, really excited. Again, this is, and props to Logan. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff on his YouTube. He has a tremendous following on his YouTube channel. Again, this is a mega event, and then after this fight, we got another huge must-see event. Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Mario Barrios, and he's moving up 2 weight classes to take on him.
Tank is?
Yeah, Tank is.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's fighting Mario is the WBA not super welterweight. Excuse me. He's the WBA 140-pound champion.
Yeah.
And Tank is taking on him, and this event's going to be in Atlanta. We know what happened when we were down there 2 years ago.
That's right.
We had 15,000 people in the Atlanta arena.
What is it? Is it where the Hawks play, or is it in the dome?
Well, I don't want to announce that one yet. I'm
trying real hard.
I'm going to announce that this week because tickets will be going on sale for that.
Okay.
Again, so back to back within a 3-week time frame. Again, I got the 2 biggest events of the summer in the entire sport. So
in the same month.
In the same
Take
month.
a break.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Take a break in July.
Man, that's what you heard. What I said.
Summer vacation for Leonard.
Maldives, here I come.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, if you're gonna break, then dag on it.
Yeah,
break.
I'm gonna start with that.
Okay.
I'm start
All
with
right.
that.
That's a
Nice
good
start.
start.
Just
That's a
really,
good
really
start.
excited.
Yeah.
You definitely got Yoli excited with the Maldives.
Yeah,
Right.
It's beautiful.
I haven't been.
It's
I've
so
been
beautiful.
to Bora Bora and other places, but it's been so long
I got
ago.
I got a Bora Bora story, but I don't wish to bore anybody with it. It's
Okay.
sadness. Sadness.
No, if it's a bad story.
It's a
no.
sad story.
What else you got?
Oh, okay. So one last question from Ronnie on Instagram. So a lot of times the greatest fights aren't the biggest challenges on paper. What competitors who seem like long shots before a fight overperformed in your eyes?
And we need to charge Ronnie next time for asking so many questions.
Hey, Ronnie
know.
was right. Hey, listen, Ronnie was coming. He came with all the questions for me. I was like, I appreciate it.
That's
Ronnie.
actually a great question. Every night when you're at the top of your game, you have that target on your back. So, from the opponent's side, they're going to do any and everything to prepare like this is the biggest challenge of their life, which it is. It's the most money, the biggest platform. So you, as the fighter, you just have to be mentally and physically prepared. But you see it happen all the time when the A side fighter kind of takes the other side for granted, and then the B side guy upsets the guy. But in Floyd's case, that's never happened because he treats everybody in every situation like this guy's coming.
like
and
they're
he's
the A
gunning.
side.
Yeah, he's coming and he's gunning, and I got to be at my best.
Was there ever a fighter that maybe you didn't think was going to give any problem at all, like maybe Maidana? Or like the first time, because the fans came out and then it was like, oh, Maidana could have won or should have won, and then okay, we'll show you again.
Well, see what it is that the fans love to hate.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in that role that Floyd has kind of played in that role.
He's played.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The fans, a lot of them don't like you. They don't like you. So what it seems like, like in the Madonna fight, the first fight, he fought a very aggressive fight, and Floyd clearly won the fight. But because the fans saw him get hit a little more
than normal,
then they made it a bigger deal, and that's how it always is.
Hey, listen, Maidana was happy because you paid him the second time, so it was like, hey.
He got paid the first time too. And you notice he went off and retired after that, and nobody's seen him in a boxing ring.
The second time he was
Smart
done.
man.
Because that's the one thing that Floyd has taken great pride in, that every fighter that he's ever faced on the pay-per-view level is that they made the most money that they've ever made by fighting
that's
him.
good.
I do
So
remember
it works for everyone that's involved, because it's just not always about Floyd. He's putting other people, trainers, everybody in the situation where they're making the most money
they've ever made.
Ever made. So again, I want to commend him again, because like even with Las Vegas, look at the money that he's brought alone into the city.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars.
No, that's
for his
legit.
event, and it's put a lot of people on. I mean, you
That's
name
legit.
it, from everybody. When Floyd's events, you guys get to do shows, and people come out, whether it's
ESPN and everybody's getting
it's
revenue.
creating avenues for people to generate revenue, and it's like everybody's winning.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's good, man. Leonard Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, working hard. And, man, please enjoy the summer after this.
I promise you I will.
June month.
I need
You
a
better.
break.
I'll be checking in on you. If
I
don't get the weird ring when I call, I'm gonna be like, hey, why ain't you on the beach?
I need a break. I need a break.
We got Mayweather versus Logan Paul, June 6th. It's on a Sunday, Showtime pay-per-view. Make sure you guys get it. Don't hack it.
Shut up.
I didn't say nothing.
You were looking at me.
We will have it at the studio if you want to come here. Yoli,
No,
come.
I'll be gone.
Come to
I'll
the
be gone.
studio.
I will actually miss it. I'll be in the air.
All right. I'm sure you'll find a way to watch it.
Tune in also
You gonna be in
June
Miami?
June
I might,
26th. Showtime pay-per-view. Javante Tank Davis. He'll be taking on Mario Barrios on Showtime
Be a good
pay-per-view.
fight.
We gotta get out there. Would we be able to get out there to cover it?
Of course you can.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can get out there.
Yeah,
together.
I can make sure you guys have access.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
that one. That one. I'll let you know.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
I'm the one make those calls.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking.
You're talking to the right
spot.
person.
Well, listen, man, I definitely appreciate you coming in. I know you know you're a busy man, so coming in here with us, man, I definitely do appreciate it. And we look forward to these fights coming up, man, in June. 2 epic fights. I think they're going to be great. The Paul brothers, man, they're doing their thing. They're taking hats and they're making money, and everyone's going to make money.
I ain't mad
Everyone's
at
going to
them.
have
I
fun.
ain't mad
So can't be mad. Yoli, thanks for coming through.
No problem.
Did you have fun? Your first show with us?
I had a great time. Yeah. Thank
Now
you for
again,
having me.
just like Sophia, I can't promise that each time is going to be
I
this
know,
level.
someone-
This right
yes,
here is serious.
Yes, this
so.
is dope.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yep. But listen, man, we are here live every Monday, 1 p.m. West Coast time. Make sure you guys check us out right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. We're out, man. Leonard, appreciate it. Make sure you check us out every Monday. Download the app. Find us on YouTube. Subscribe. We appreciate it. Josh, Yoli, we're out.
Leonard.
Bye.